The George Zimmerman verdict, rightfully so, got many, many people heated and very frustrated with what happened, including both of us. Now, the sports world reacted in some interesting and unique ways through Twitter. I know that Roddy White had a lot of interesting reactions toward this, and some people are even pissed at him for it. I don't even know why. He was being honest. Granted, he may have creeped the line a little bit as a professional athlete, but you know what? I appreciate the honesty. So tell us what Roddy White said on Twitter.
Well, Roddy White on Twitter, he went on Twitter and said, "Fucking Zimmerman got away with murder today. Wow, what kind of world do we live in?" And I think that was just pure emotion. The one that got him in trouble was all them jurors should go home tonight and kill themselves for letting a grown man get away with killing a kid.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. That was definitely the one that crossed the line.
That was the one that got him in trouble.
No one should go home and kill themselves. I mean,
Victor Cruz also was quoted on Twitter, "Zimmerman doesn't last a year before the hood catches up with him." He later apologized for it. But obviously there's a lot of frustration. I can speak for a lot of African American people when I say that hearing that verdict on Saturday, it created fear more so than anything else. It created doubt and it created fear that we have a justice system that cares, you know, whether we live, die, succeed, or fail. And that is scary in the sense that if you break all of this down, we're not going to go back and state the obvious. A child was murdered because of stereotypes and fear. George Zimmerman was quoted saying, "These fucking guys, they always get away." He stereotyped them out of fear because he didn't know that kid. Trayvon Martin was quoted on saying, "I have a weird white guy following me." That was fear. And I think that the scary part about it is that without these stereotypes of one another, that kid may still be alive today.
Yeah.
You know? The stereotypes, let's say this, change happens with people. It has to start with the people first. So if I don't look at you and I say, "Oh, well, Rick is Jewish, I know how to deal with a Jewish guy, I'm gonna act accordingly," and you don't look at me and you say, "Well, Britt's African American, I know how to deal with African Americans," and you just take me for who I am, I take you for who you are, and we, you know, get to know each other before we judge each other based on anything that we see, then I think that the world becomes a better place, because it's a very critical point in humanity because we're letting fear dictate our decisions more so than logic or love, you know? And this is obviously just a huge tragedy anytime a child dies. It doesn't matter the color of his skin. This could have been an Asian kid, this could have been a Hispanic kid. The fact that a child's life is lost is just sickening. And I think in the African American community in particular, you just have this overwhelming sense that his blood is on Zimmerman's hands, but he's innocent.
Yeah.
Nothing came of this.
Not only that, he gets his gun back.
He gets his gun back.
He gets his gun back and he's free. I mean, there are possibly going to be criminal charges, which there absolutely should, and they're still going to try a civil suit. But I mean, overall, to find him not guilty was shocking.
Yeah, I think
the least.
Manslaughter would have been the compromise, and I think that at least to a lot of people, it's like, there's no way he's going to get murder, because a lot of people just didn't believe that the judicial system would do that. And you know, we don't want to get here and, you know, throw allegations out there, but we know that his grandfather is a juror somewhere or a judge somewhere, and you know, that's a fraternal order that, you know, they kind of look out for their own. But you just got the sense that, okay, manslaughter would be the compromise, because someone's dead.
Yeah.
You know, you could build a house and 20 years later, someone moves into the house and something happens faulty in the home and someone dies, and you can still get manslaughter, you know? But you pull a trigger, shoot a kid through the heart for whatever the situation, and nothing comes of it. It's just kind of sad that you just get that overwhelming sense that the judicial system failed.
Yeah, and not only that, what this shows is that there is a huge problem in Florida, as Jank has talked about, as John has talked about, as JR has talked about, with the stand your ground law.
Yeah.
Which pretty much means that if you are in fear of your life, no matter what someone says or does, you can pull out your gun and shoot them legally.
That's unacceptable.
And I mean, Chris Cluey had a fantastic tweet about it that he showed. It's just, it's showing the biggest problem is that the law is the biggest problem. A kid died for no reason, and a guy got off for no reason, is what it seems like. But I mean, as they have talked about ad nauseum on the Young Turks, the law needs to change, and we'll keep bringing attention to it until there is change.
But I think that this happening in the fashion that it happened, and the victim being a 17-year-old young man, this is going to influence some people, and it's going to let them know.
I hope not.
It's going to, I think it's going to influence people in a positive direction.
Okay.
Though.
I thought you were talking about
I don't support violence in any way, shape, or form. I've told a lot of my associates and friends directly over the phone, hey, don't get involved in any protests, riots, or whatever, if it can come out to being violence, because that's not going to,
but do it peacefully.
Exactly, do it peacefully. It's not going to prove anything, and you're
Mm-hmm.
actually shaming that young man by turning to violence, because it doesn't seem like that's what he would have wanted, because he wasn't looking for trouble. But I think that it's gonna make us look at each other internally. It's gonna make us look at ourselves internally and say, hey, are we a judgmental society?